The weather's been very quiet today as befits the occasion, but things are going to change again during tonight. Wet and windy weather beginning to spread in again from the Atlantic. In fact, by the end of the night across Northern Ireland and parts of western Scotland, we could well see gusts as high as 80 miles an hour. It's a developing area of low pressure that's beginning to move in from the Atlantic, deepening all the time as it moves in. That's going to spread in the wet and windy weather during the course of tonight. That low fairly slow moving across Scotland by tomorrow, but at the same time some brighter weather beginning to spread in behind that weather front. Already we can see the rain beginning to arrive on the Irish radar. That rain's going to be moving in across Northern Ireland through the rest of the afternoon, eventually turning quite heavy, but still some sunshine hanging on across many parts of England and Wales through to the end of the day. By this evening, though, wet and windy weather getting right in across the southwest into western parts of Wales and western Scotland. Gale force winds picking up at the same time through the Irish Sea. We can follow that band of rain as it moves across most parts of England and Wales as well as Scotland through the course of the night. Some more rain by then coming into Northern Ireland, and that's when we start to see those very strong winds beginning to develop as well. You can see them winding up as the low comes in across Northern Ireland into western Scotland. I think particularly from Argyll down through to the Solway, that's the area most likely to be affected across western Scotland later tonight. So those gales in the northwest through tomorrow, a fair number of showers as well. Still that rain in the southeast to begin with, but it'll slowly move out of the way through the morning. Then generally these areas dry and quite bright through the rest of the day. Just one or two showers beginning to push in towards these western coasts, and at the same time the winds gradually easing down, I think, across Northern Ireland and Scotland North are still fairly windy right the way through towards the end of the day. That's not the end of it. Another developing area out in the Atlantic of low pressure. It's going to come steaming in to bring some more wet weather, I think, particularly this time through Friday across more southern parts of the British Isles, so Wales, the southern half of England, seeing the wettest weather. To the north, they're fairly chilly, some wintry showers over Scotland, but here staying showery rather than seeing that more persistent rain. There's that low across the south as we go through into Friday. Fairly slow to move away, though. As it does pull away, it's likely to bring in some fairly cold northeasterly winds, at least for a time. Now, we have actually got some very cold air waiting up to the northeast across many parts of Eastern Europe. It's been bitterly cold in Moscow recently, and there is certainly a chance of that cold air beginning to come our way as we go through into the second half of the weekend. But certainly still brighter across the north. Chilly in Scotland, that rain gradually moving away from the south.